Crysis 2.
Oh yeah.
I sadly do not have a prototype of Skynet as a computer. I got this crappy laptop, so I was never able to play the original. Just the more videos I watched, the more I'm like, oh, I wish I had Skynet.
Hmm. I mean, what is it about that game that you're really looking forward to?
Um, for the second one, I think it's the thing that the Homefront's kind of doing with it's set in New York and it looks familiar, but it's alien. Um, the graphics look amazing. The gameplay, I was blown away. The nano suit stuff. Um, it's just something about it. I don't know. Well, I saw that the gameplay trailer where they were in Central Station and everything that went on before my eyes was, yep, you're getting it. Okay, now you're really getting it. Okay, now you're gonna marry it. Okay, now you're gonna grow old with it and have kids. You know?
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I will say Crytek with their Crysis engine is still, to me, the best engine of any game out there. I think it surpasses Unreal and Source and all those on a graphic
Def-
level. Anyways, it's
yeah,
just
that looked
their game
sick.
looks amazing. I mean, you can obviously Crysis 1 set the bar for graphics, and still is setting the bar for graphics. Even
I know,
games,
right?
I mean, it still is. I mean, who still can play that game on the computer at
At full
40
spec.
frames a second? you know, freaking Christ, this is
Exactly.
hard enough to play that thing in 40 frames, much less 60.
Wow.
But
I heard an interview with when I say I heard, I mean I watched an interview with the head guy from Crytek, and he's all like, "Oh yeah, whether you got the PS3 version, the 360 version, or the PC version, it's all gonna look pretty much the same." It's like, thank you. Don't need Skynet.
yeah, I mean, I don't know about the PC version looking the same on the consoles. I mean, I think we can all say that you crank that thing up and it's going to look far superior than all the console games.
Definitely.
Because that's just the way PC games always are. They always going to look better. But yeah, man. As long as it works properly on both the Xbox and the PS3, man. I definitely am looking for. When is it
Yeah.
coming out? I don't even know the story of the game. I know it's set in New York and that's it. You know, and you're fighting off this alien race. I have no clue what the story is about, but the game looks good,
Me
man.
neither.
Like I said, it's going through that Avatar effect of you want to play to just see how much they push the graphical bar.
Yeah, definitely.
That's really what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's the reason why I wanted to play Crysis 1, was because I want to see how far this thing can go graphically.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And it was an amazing looking game. I really hope that, because from the interviews that you've seen, you've seen some tech demos and stuff like that, but I've never heard anything about the story of it. The story was never really their strong suit, even with Far Cry. That was never really their thing. So I really hope
Yeah,
that their campaign is good. And it's
that's
not
for
sort of
sure.
like a sidebar for the multiplayer.
Speaking of which, the multiplayer in Crysis 2 looks pretty good.
It does. I mean, like I expect it to be Call of Duty only enhanced. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, even with the gameplay you've seen, I mean, it shoots like Call of Duty. Obviously, you have the nano suit, so you're able to, be invisible in these different modes. So that would be very cool. I really enjoyed how when you climb, you can actually climb off ledges instead of like, because
that,
usually in first-person shooter you just jump to a ledge. You don't actually grab and climb.
oh yeah, yeah.
You can actually head to a, jump on a corner of a building and actually grab it with your hands and then pull yourself up.
Oh my god, that is awesome. Why
So
haven't like FPS games done that before? That is epic.
So I mean, like I said, the game looks amazing. I expect the multiplayer to look great, to play great. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
what kind of modes they're adding. Just they haven't talked about anything too much about the campaign. I mean, they showed gameplay of the one you just said about the train station or wherever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, that looked great, but that's all they showed. You know, for them to really, you know, show us, you know, some really cool campaign stuff, you know.
Definitely.
It's been a long time. How have you been?
Oh man, that totally went over my radar. Like, I have the orange box for 360, and man, do I love Portal.
I will say if there was one thing I was disappointed in, was that once you beat Portal, there's no really sense of coming back because you already know the levels, you already know what you know these different puzzles are, so there's really no reason to come back. I just hope that you know, with Portal 2 they're able to add DLC to kind of just keep the ball rolling.
Yeah. Well, in the orange box, they had like time trials and the mission things where you had the solve the
Yeah,
puzzle
and
a certain
yeah,
amount
I
of
mean,
steps.
I guess I should rephrase because Portal was on the orange box with these three other games that were Game of the Year. So I guess I was contradicting myself when I said that. Well, you have these three other amazing games, so do you really
Yeah,
do you really care?
I know, right? Wasn't Portal originally just like a mod that someone made?
Yeah, supposedly it was made in the classroom.
Oh, wow,
And then, you know, Valve saw it and they were like, dude, you guys are kick ass. And they got him a job.
that's epic.
I mean, Valve always looks at the community for great content. Yeah, man, that's Valve. I feel that's the only company really. I think Valve is like the last straw for PC gamers everywhere. You know,
Yeah, it is.
it really is. I mean, if they go under, I think PC gaming goes under.
That would be pretty bad.
Because they also have multiplayer in there, meaning the two-player co-op with the two different machines. I don't know what they call them.
I don't know either, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's because I was having a debate with another gamer about should every game have multiplayer.
Definitely no. You know, I grew up on the Super Nintendo and the N64 and stuff, and multiplayer to me was crap. I'm stuck. Hand the controller over to your friend. Here, see what you can do. That was multiplayer to me back in the day.
Hmm.
I can see how, you know, companies are leaning more towards more and more multiplayer stuff because, you know, today's economy, we want our game to have the longest shelf life and stuff, but I guess you can't really put a blanket statement over it. You can't be like, oh yes, you know, all games should have multiplayer, or all games shouldn't have. It all depends on the game.
I think we can put our differences behind us. For science. You monster.